Alright guys, Monday 10 a.m. trying to get back on schedule here. I'm standing because I've been sitting all morning. Back's a little tight, but it's doing better. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you want to support the channel, you can join $5 a month. Help me, support me continuing with the live streams. And thank you to the current supporters. Much appreciated. Okay, so I have no idea what I'm going to do today. I'm looking for ideas. And let me check Twitter real quick. I haven't gotten any suggestions. So, the last template I did was a rolling SaaS forecast the last couple of weeks. Very happy with that. It's went well. What did we do before that? We've done SaaS forecast, cumulative distribution joint venture model. That was a good one. Accounting ratios and mixed use real estate. So usually, if I don't have an idea, I may do an update to a template, or I just need someone to come into the chat and let me know. So anyone out there that comes in, this is your chance, and I'll build something. In the meantime, if no one does come, I need to think of something. So let's see here. And I want to keep things more broad. Let's think what to do. What do we want to do today? Actually, I had some notes. Let me see if I had any model suggestions. Try to keep notes on stuff. No. Oh, okay. Yep. We're going to do a franchisor model. So, franchisor is somebody that you might run, like let's say McDonald's is a franchisor. What happens? Well, they get people, they have a big enough brand, they get companies that come in and want to say, hey, I want to run, a McDonald's or 5 or 10 or whatever. So they have to pay, oh crap. My mic. Hold on. My camera just fell. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Hold on, I'm coming. Oh. Camera fell. Okay, I can't move this. To put this like straight over my head. All right. Sorry about that. All right, franchisor model. It's going to be okay, so McDonald's. So you get a bunch of people. They pay you a franchise fee. Usually, it's like between $15,000 and $30,000. It's a one-time fee. You open up a McDonald's, The franchisor might cover you as a franchisor. You might cover some of the usually it's marketing, and maintaining the brand. You might do training, all kinds of different things like that. But the key is you expand, you get a whole bunch of locations, and you essentially collect a percentage of revenue of all these franchises, and that's your business. You know, if you collect 5% of all the McDonald's revenue, and that's your revenue as a franchisor, that's pretty good. You might also buy the real estate and be a kind of essentially a real estate game where you just get rent from the locations, but the locations also could be buying their own buildings and just paying you the fee. The model we're going to do is mainly a fee model and a one-time fee. So let's just do real simple. So franchisor revenue, you're going to want to know, what do we have? We'll do this over, we can do a 10-year, I think, on this. So we'll do like a 10-year model. Let me get my... And the franchisor can be set up all kinds of capital structures. I'll just do a simple one where we've got potentially debt to fund things as well as investors. But those deals can be set up all kinds of ways, and I have joint venture models for more specifics, but we're not this is more of an operating model. That's what we're focused on. Let me pull up my last model so I can get the control tab. Okay, here we go. And I'm actually going to start doing, changing up my template a little bit on what I used to do. So this is going to be start a year, and you enter the year. And then we'll do logic off of that to get the 10-year. So date. Year is this. There we go. Go for 120 months. So franchisor, we need to know some of the, I'm probably gonna have to look up some base logic on what makes sense. But you're gonna have some expansion locations, you're gonna have some operating costs that might change over time, and you're essentially gonna collect a percentage of revenue, and your revenue basis is how much revenue all the locations that are under you are doing. So I'm just structuring right now. I'll call this build out assumptions actually. Let's also check and make sure we have sound. Quick check here. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding? Okay, we're gonna have to put this right in the middle. Oh. This is gonna have to go right in the middle of the thing. I've been doing this for a while and I've never had such an issue with this. Why does that keep falling? right, does the camera still work, hopefully? Yep. Okay. Anyway. So build out assumptions. Let's just look up just some general understanding about starting a franchisor. And usually a franchisor is going to start by, they run their own, let's check and make sure we have sound. They run their own brick and mortar business or some business. They do it really well, and they're like, hey, I can teach other people to do this, scale and charge a percentage of their revenue for them come into the brand, use the brand, and I'll teach them how to do it. That's essentially the franchisor. Make sure we got sound. Test. Okay, that's good. So starting a franchisor, let me just look at some basic franchise disclosure documents. So when people come on, they want to know like what existing stores, how much revenue, and what are their expenses and stuff. So it's FDD, you got to get into that stuff. Not really worried about it though. Buying a franchisor. How to start a franchise. 10 steps. Let's see what they got to say. I just need to know the general logic here. So first, start a business with a proven track record. Certified allows you to buy into a business model that, I don't want to talk about a franchisee. I want a franchisor. So that's not the right. Come on, Google, give me some better results here. Convert your business into a franchise. This could be better. The startup process can be clear, but many owners aren't prepared to deal with the tasks. They might be some marketing, inventory. When you choose to run a business to a franchise, there's a support network behind you. Excellent franchisors take care of. Okay, I don't want a franchisee. I want a franchisor. Come on. Let's just type in franchisor. The franchisor is a person or corporation that owns the trademarks and business model, right? That's what you're trying to get people to go to your business model. The franchisor license, so it's licensing the use of the trademark and business model to the franchisee, usually in exchange for an upfront payment, right, and ongoing royalty payments, right? The franchisee is a person or corporation that owns and operates the business using the trademark and business model system licensed to the franchisor. So there's probably a whole bunch of different ways to set this up. I'm going to try to figure out the most high level way to model it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. We're not getting that in depth. I just want to know some basic logic. Franchisor definition and meaning. Okay, so I'm just trying to confirm I have the correct logic. We're gonna say basic assumptions. 1, franchise fee up front. So if someone wants to come into your business model and use your brand, they need to pay you, and now everyone's different, but some number. and this is optional, you don't have to have as a franchisor, you don't have to do this, but a lot of them do, I'm pretty sure, to cover costs of onboarding and different things. Let's just say it's 25. Let's say, what's the McDonald's franchise fee? 45,000. Okay. Let's just do that. So 45,000. So this is basically after your business is like a well-oiled machine and you're like, hey, I don't want to take the risk to scale it, but I think, I've shown I can do it with one location or maybe 5 or 10, and it's really profitable. I don't want to put in all the responsibility and effort to scale, but I think it can scale. So you say, okay, I'm going to franchise or become a franchisor. You say, you guys, anyone who wants to come, you're going to have some fame or some well-known recognition, or else no one's going to care. But you can say, here's the business model, here's trademarks. You guys can go run your own locations wherever and collect a fee. Now, you probably you'll have rules on where they can open because you don't want them competing with your current stores if you're still running them. So franchise fee, let's just say that's a fixed number. It's not going to change over time. We're going to say location starting. No. Oh my goodness. My mic almost fell again, or my thing. Let's say you want to know starting locations added. Say you can get maybe 10, however number, and then you can say monthly growth of locations added per year. So you start with 10, and then the next month maybe you add another 10 or 11 or whatever. So that percentage, let's say you grow at 1% per month, and that can be adjusted over the time frame. Shoot, now I'm getting hot. So you start with 10. Next month you grow, you're basically adding 1% more locations every month in this scenario. So you've got scaled locations. You probably, we could say, X percent of locations do Y volume. Yeah, we could probably do that. So we'll do location type 1, 2, and 3. And you could say percentage of new locations that fit each of these. Let's say 25, 25, and 50. So whenever you start onboarding, this is your breakdown of location types, and then we could define. We'll go real high level here. We'll say average. Now this is average starting annual revenue per location type. But you have to also think, if some are going to fail, but some are going to grow. So you got to figure out the revenue is how you make money on licensing. So you got to say, well, what if the average is for these? Let's say it's $2 million a year. Let's say this is $8 million. So this is $550. So this is just a starting annual revenue per location. Now we have to get more granular with that by saying what percent do those revenues grow by over time, because it's not likely that you add locations and they just don't grow. If they're going to be around, they're likely growing, especially in the first couple of years. So we'll say, so you got this. We'll put annual growth rate, annual average revenue growth. And we could break it. They could all be the same, but maybe not. Let's say they grow for 5 years from the moment. So like locations that start in year 4 at whatever their starting annual revenue is, then they go on these percentages based on when they joined. And I think we level it off after, you've got, we'll do 5 years of growth. And do I want to make that dynamic also? It's a question. Like you could define however many years. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Years of growth. Stabilized growth rate. So what that means is, initially whenever they join, the first 5 years they'll grow at whatever is put in here. And then there's a stabilized growth where you just put like 2% or something. Years of initial growth. And this will be dynamic. So you could put like 3, first 3 years they grow at whatever's been defined. So if locations added in year 6, they grow at 10% for the first 3 years, and then 2%. Let me adjust my line styles. This is actually going to be a good model. I wasn't sure, but there's plenty to do here, even keeping it high level. And after this, I am going to lay down for a while because my back is, I'm going to get in the hot tub and I'm going to chill out because my back is getting tight. Percentage of locations added of each type. So this is good. Let me go take a quick be right back. Stretching. I don't know why it's hard for me to stand in one spot for a while and not move. So I'll be right back. Stand by. All right. Let's just, I don't know how much longer I'm going to last, but this is a great start to a model. So It's actually real simple because it's just a licensing model based on locations added over time and their revenues or revenue growth. There'll also be some OpEx, but I don't think it's going to be really complicated. So for this, let's think if we need anything else for revenue or anything else that's going to be variable based on locations. I think we'll probably, so on the expenses, just make some notes here so I don't forget. We want to add spend. Usually, and there'll be, so obviously, the first thing we need to put up here is the the royalties, and it can be a combination of licensing fee, royalty on total revenue, also ad fee. So the licensing fee, some people, some franchisors just do like a fixed fee on revenue and leave it. Some do a fee on revenue, and they also charge maybe this might be 4%, and then they might charge 1% as for ads, but it's all based on total revenue. And that could change over time. Likely it won't, but this allows for you to plan on it changing if it needs to. All right, so obviously that was very important. We got to have the fees. We have the logic for how many locations are added and their revenue, so we can figure out what our fees revenue is going to be over time. We'll have some nice logic for happening here with the amount of locations, the dynamic, how they're growing, their revenue growth, initial growth, stabilized growth. That'll give some fun logic. We'll have like startup costs. You just enter. We'll build out all the OpEx. There'll be plenty of OpEx. We'll just do a standard, I'll just do 100 slots for different things. This is fine. Let's clear out that. You can sell a franchise as well. This will be based on an exit month, and you could sell at some multiple of your licensing revenue. Or you don't have to plan on selling. You could just run it for 10 years and see. Exit cap, that's not relevant for this. And it's not like we don't really need to do much real estate stuff because we're not doing a model where you own the locations. It's where you're selling a business model and the brand rights or trademarks and collecting a licensing fee for people to use that. And there's actually, you could do online stuff with that. It doesn't have to be brick and mortars, but it could be either. We'll have investor money possibly if you need some upfront help with the costs, whatever those might be. So this is fine for right now. Okay. Well, it's only been a half an hour. I know it's short, but I'm trying to just at least do something every week, and this will give me something to work on now and then. I'll do most of it on stream. I'll try, but I don't know how much, because sometimes I just have to, if I'm feeling good and I got some time, I might work on it in between streams, but this is probably going to be at least a couple weeks. All right. Well, I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to check out SmartHelping.com. We've got hundreds of templates for all kinds of businesses. tracking tools, accounting tools, HR tools, a lot of stuff for SaaS companies, a lot of industry stuff for a wide range of industries. So check it out. And